I had been awake for 36 hours when I stepped through my sister's front door. The bunker dust was still on my boots. My shoulders ached beneath the stiff, wrinkled fabric of my uniform, and every nerve in my body felt pulled tight as wire. The kind of exhaustion that makes the world look sharper, not softer. She looked up from the dining table, a glass of wine in one hand, contempt already forming on her lips. "Leave that trashy uniform outside." Her words landed harder than the blast doors. I had spent the last day and a half behind. For a second, the room went silent. Not because of what she said, because of what I knew. The phone in my pocket had already vibrated twice. A secure line, Washington. The Pentagon. But my sister Amelia didn't know that yet. She only saw what she had always chosen to see. The younger sister who never belonged in her polished world, the one in combat boots standing on imported marble floors. I looked at her and something inside me went still. Funny how betrayal never really begins with the big moment. It starts in the quiet. Amelia used to braid my hair when we were kids. She used to tell me monsters couldn't get us if we stayed under the same blanket. After our parents died, she became everything. Sister, guardian, the closest thing I had to home. I trusted her with every fractured piece of me. Even after I enlisted. Especially after I enlisted. While I was deployed, she handled my affairs back home. My accounts. My legal mail. My late father's estate documents. I gave her power of attorney because trust, once built in childhood, has a way of surviving logic. For years, I thought she was protecting what was ours. Then the cracks began. A missing call from the hospital when my uncle died. Documents I never received. Property taxes mysteriously unpaid. Small things. Irritating things. The kind people dismiss. I didn't. Years in intelligence had trained me to respect patterns. Patterns tell the truth long before people do. I started checking records from overseas, quietly, late nights between missions. The blue glow of a secure laptop lighting the steel walls around me. The family land had been transferred. Not jointly. Solely to Amelia. My signature was on every document. Only it wasn't my signature. That was the moment grief turned into precision. I didn't call her. I didn't scream. I didn't give her the satisfaction of seeing the wound. Instead, I built a file. Bank transfers. Forged documents. Emails to a real estate attorney. A string of messages with a developer planning to demolish our father's house and turn it into luxury villas. The house where he taught us to ride bicycles. The porch where our mother used to hum old songs at sunset. She was going to sell it, while I was sealed underground, protecting a country that barely knew my name. That's when the plan began. Revenge isn't rage. Not the good kind. The good kind is patient. Surgical. I let her believe I knew nothing. For 6 weeks, I fed silence. I contacted military legal counsel first, then federal investigators. Forgery involving deployed military personnel isn't just family drama. It's fraud. Federal fraud. The moment they saw the evidence, the case moved fast. I timed everything. The meeting with the developer. The wire transfer. The final signing. And tonight. Tonight was supposed to be her celebration dinner. The sale had gone through that morning. Or so she thought. I stepped farther into the room. My brother-in-law looked up from his chair, nervous eyes flicking between us. He knew something. Not everything, but enough to understand storms were coming. Amelia gave me that cold smile I had learned to hate. "You could have changed before coming here." I almost laughed. Instead, I took the folded envelope from inside my jacket and placed it gently on the table. "What's this?" she asked. "Your future." She opened it. I watched the color drain from her face. First confusion, then recognition, then fear. A federal seizure notice, asset freeze, formal charges pending, forgery, fraud, financial exploitation of military personnel. Her hand trembled. "What did you do?" There it was. Not what happened. Not is this true. What did you do? Because people like Amelia never imagine consequences as something they create, only something done to them. Before I could answer, my phone rang. The secure tone. Every sound in the room seemed to collapse around it. I answered. A measured voice came through. "This is the office of the Secretary of Defense. Captain Hayes, we need you in Washington immediately. Your operation in the bunker prevented a catastrophic breach. The Pentagon is formally requesting your presence for commendation." I didn't say much. Just acknowledgement. But I kept my eyes on Amelia the entire time. She heard every word. The Pentagon. Commendation. Captain. The same uniform she had called trashy 30 seconds earlier now stood between her and total collapse like a monument she could no longer spit on. When I ended the call, the silence was exquisite. Her lips parted. You set me up. No, I said calmly. You did that yourself. I let the words settle. I just stopped protecting you from what you are. The developer deal had already been reversed under federal injunction. The funds were frozen before they ever touched her account. Her lawyer had turned state witness the moment investigators contacted him. Every step had been deliberate. Every exit closed. She had spent years believing I was the weaker sister because I carried pain quietly. She mistook silence for helplessness. That was her fatal error. Her voice cracked. We're family. I looked at her, and for the first time I saw no sister. Just a stranger wearing familiar skin. Family doesn't forge signatures on the dead and the deployed. The words cut through her like glass. I turned and walked toward the door. Behind me, I heard the first sound of real panic. A chair scraping. Her breath catching. The shattering realization that the life she built on theft was collapsing. Under its own weight, I didn't turn back. Some endings deserve witnesses. This one deserved absence. Outside, the night air hit cold against my face. The sky was dark but clear. For the first time in years, my chest felt light. People think revenge is about destruction. It isn't. It's about restoration. I didn't ruin her life. I reclaimed mine. The house would stay in the family. My father's name would remain clean. And Amelia would finally meet the consequences she had spent a lifetime outrunning. As the car from the base pulled up to take me to the airfield, I glanced once at the house behind me. No sadness. No anger. Only relief. Justice, I learned, doesn't always arrive with sirens. Sometimes it arrives in worn combat boots. After 36 sleepless hours, carrying a sealed envelope and the patience to let betrayal bury itself. And when it finally speaks, it says exactly what needs to be said. I survived the bunker. She didn't survive the truth.